Hawkshead Church has been a place of Christian worship and prayer for over 800 years, and now it's gone digital. Work has just been completed to install 4 digital votive candles and a touchscreen on which people can type prayers, which are then projected onto one of the church's walls. The Hawkshead prayers will be shared with a church congregation in Hackney in London as part of a research programme exploring how digital communication can be more empathetic.
I'm not aware of other projects like this, so it's the first time that I think an ancient church has been linked digitally with another church, but there's no reason why it shouldn't be, and it'll be interesting to see how it works. I think one of the things that people are looking for is what kind, if any, of relationship develops between Hawkshead and a very different community in Hackney. I think that we're interested in whether people like to pray in that way. People have come to this church to pray for centuries, but never before has it been connected digitally with another church. And it'll be very interesting to see how people respond to that, thinking that the things they pray for here are also prayed for in Hackney and vice versa.
The church was approached by a team from Project Seed, which stands for Creating and Exploring Digital Empathy, which had already worked with the Hackney Church.
We were looking to try and extend the project to link churches up around the country, and we thought it would be nice to pick one in the kind of very rural environment to contrast with what was going on in Hackney. So having the lakes on our doorstep and Hawkshead seemed a really good way of testing that.
Some people immediately get it and are very excited, and some people, as soon as I say the word digital, their eyes glaze over and then they don't know what I'm talking about. So, but it'll be very interesting to see how people respond. Both members of our congregation, and we get a lot of visitors here who come and spend quiet time in the church, and it'd be interesting to know how they find it as well.
Artwork, which frames the prayers, has been specially designed to reflect existing wall paintings in the church.
And for me as a designer, it's really interesting. It's you're dealing with a community. You have to design things that are very sensitive to people's beliefs and the community here. So from a design perspective, it's a really interesting challenge to put digital things in such a very sensitive environment. Prayer was an interesting one for us, because it's particularly lighting candles, because that's kind of a very personal ritual, and it's not something that you necessarily understand why that person is lighting that candle or the meaning that's in. So we felt that prayer was a really interesting way to explore whether people would be even willing to share what the meaning was behind that, and if so, would that benefit them by people saying to each other, yes, I understand what's behind that prayer and I can understand why you're doing it.
And for John, the digital installation offers a new opportunity for his church to communicate.
We live in a media age. Anybody under a certain age coming to this church is very familiar with new media and communicating in that way, and doesn't think twice about it. And people communicate all the time that way, and there's no reason why the church shouldn't be any different.